So, as we were talking before, long-term survival, long-term data are really important. And of course, we can show you all of the great results we have made in publications. But as we know, publications can be a bit biased. So that's the reason why a lot of surgeons, especially in Europe, we are all looking more and more onto registries. We are going to look at registries because registries are the clear data. It's just data and it shows you how products are going to perform in general. And of course, to have such a great result like this one from Professor Fall, which was actually the first patient after 10 years, we need to show not only like X-rays, we need to look how does it look like also with other surgeons. And therefore, we do have several registries which are going to be quite important for us. For us, especially for Mathys in specific, we are going to be registered in the German registry, in the Swiss registry, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK ODAP rating. So all of these registries are going to be asked by surgeons in Europe, how does the product performs compared to the average or to other implants. Here, just an example from the Swiss registry. You see on the webpage series.implant.ch, you can see how they are actually performing from last year to this year, how many implants have they implanted already, how does the quarter looks like, as you can see here. So compared to last year, they were a bit less. In the beginning of this year, they were a bit better the first quarter. And so you can see how many implants are actually being recorded. And to see or to get an overview of the registry in general, oh, so you have to, can you just turn on the, off the voice? Have you turned on the voice? So I try it again. You need to. Oh yeah, now you can see it. So we're going to go on the download link, which is on the screen as well. You come on to this site, which is the Swiss registry implant.ch. It opens up and you see the series report hip and knee. When you're going to click on this link down there, there's actually opening a file with all of the reports over the past years. So you see report 16 up to 22. This is every time the time from up to 221, end of 221, and then it opens up and you can see all the registry. You can go onto an open platform, or it's actually an open platform for everybody. You write in the implant you would like to look at, and you can directly find a lot of information. So here you can see, for example, Optimys arm press fit has been used 11,000 times so far, which is one of the most used system actually in the Swiss registry. And then you can have a look over here and can say, okay, how does it compare to other systems? So how do it actually work? And how is it compared to the average? And there we can already see that Optimys RM is being quite a great product, or is being really one of the most being used products, or better, and has better average, a better overview than the average. So again, looking at the data in specific, here again, you can see Optimys RM 14,000 times being reviewed with a survival rate of 2.6%, a revision rate of 2.6%, which is compared to the Swiss average, which is 4.6, significantly better. So compared to a straight stem, for example, you can see here with Coral, which is one of the other most used products, which has 5.3, which is above the average. That's also one of the reasons why they're going to use a colored stem. So if you're going to look at the Coral colored, it has actually more or less the same result, but not the clinical advantages we were talking before. You just have a similar survival rate. If you look on secondary osteoarthritis, even here Optimys RM is being on the same level and actually better than the average. Most likely, and that was something which was really interesting in the registry, which you can see there as well, we were looking at fractures. So how does the systems perform in fracture cases? And they were looking at the top 75 systems, and even here we could see that Optimys arm press fit has been used most of the time in fracture cases. So if there was a fracture, they were working with Optimys RM to revise or to support this. And there, it was quite interesting. We had 2.9% revision rate, which is compared to the average with 5.2% revision rate, far below the average. And compared to all of the other systems, so straight stem systems, even there we could see that the system is working much better. If you look on other registries, this is for example the German registry, we could see Optimys has been implanted more than 17,000 times already since the starting of the registry. And after 7 years, we had a survival rate of revision rate of 2.6% compared to all other stems. With 4.1, we were significantly better. And it's actually one of the best performing stem in the market. The same is with arm press fit. It's 2.7% revision rate versus 4.1 for all cementless cups. So you're talking about advantages of cementless cups or modular cups. Here it does show you that the clinical success is actually with a monoblock cup, not with a modular cup. The system in a whole, so the bone preservation system, which is Optimys RM, is even here, even there, it does show us that we do have a survival rate, as a revision rate much better than the average. The third registry I'd like to show you is the Australian registry, because in Australia it's another market, it's completely outside of Europe, and even here we could prove that the system, which is most likely quite American driven, actually shows that the results are significantly better compared to all uncemented combinations, all other uncemented combinations. And that is also one of the reasons why we have just such a great rating. So in UK, there is an orthopedic panel who is looking at all of the data, registry data and studies. And they look at years, follow up, and they're going to give a certain rating on this. So that means the number in the beginning means the survival rate, or like the time of procedure. So it's 7 years, and the A star means it has a high or has a great survival rate over long term. And that's what you can start to evaluate with other systems. So if you don't want to look at all of the data, this is already giving you a great idea of how does the implant looks like. But to get more information, you need to look in the registry more in depth. So as a summary, if you really want to know how an implant looks like, how it works in long term, and I think that's the most important thing, use this data and look at the registries, because the registries actually don't lie. They just show you the numbers. And they're going to help you to evaluate if the system is working good or not. Because then you do have the possibility to have in long term as well data like this and happy patients. Thank you.
Thank you so much.